What's going on, guys? My name is Nick and I welcome you to Equipment Face-Off episode Deuce. And in the first episode we looked at the stun versus the flash grenade, and in this episode we're sticking with the tactical grenades, but this time looking at the Nova Gas versus the Willy Pete. And you're going to be mainly seeing these two in respawn objective based games such as Domination, Sabotage, and Headquarters. But as always, let's look at their individual stats. So they almost have the exact same prep timer, with the Willy Pete just being a little bit faster at 0.73 seconds, whereas the Nova Gas is 0.75. They share the exact same fuse timer as well at 1 second, and just like with the stun grenade, they have to hit a solid surface before they can blow up. And the blast radius on the Nova Gas is a lot smaller at 4.7 meters, whereas the Willy Pete is 7.5 to 10 meters. And the main difference between the two is that the Nova Gas does continuous damage with its gas, whereas the Willy Pete only does initial damage when it blows up. The Willy Pete does 13 points of damage per second while the enemy is in there, whereas the Willy Pete only does 20 points of damage after the initial explosion. And if you hit someone directly with it, once again, just like with the stun grenade and the flash grenade, it does initial damage of 15 points on a direct impact. And although they have the exact same smoke timer at 8 seconds, what you're going to notice with the Willy Pete is that the smoke near the end of the 8 seconds is a lot thicker in comparison to the Nova Gas. So this gives it a major advantage if you're trying to capture target points such as in Domination and Headquarters. So once again, in the Nova Gas cases, near the end of the 8 seconds, the smoke is almost completely invisible. And here are just two still images of the B domination point on the map Berlin Wall, which is a difficult point to capture by yourself. And as you can see near the trail end of the 8 seconds, the Willy Pete smoke is a lot thicker, which gives you more opportunity to capture the area, in my opinion. And here's just a live overview of the two, even though they're not synced perfectly. But as you can see, the smoke on the Willy Pete, once again, is just a lot thicker, and it appears to stay up a lot longer because the Nova Gas, even though it's still up, it's nearly invisible near the trail end of the 18 seconds. Alright, the next thing you really want to note that really only comes up on the Domination games on the map Jungle is that Willy Petes and Nova Gases will not explode if they are thrown in water. Once again, as of right now with the current map packs, this only comes up in Domination games on the map Jungle, and I just decided to throw you guys a demonstration. I think it's kind of just pretty cool that the game is that in-depth, in my opinion. Alright, moving on, I'm going to show you guys what it looks like when you get hit with Tactical Mask on. So the whole point of Tactical Mask is that it prevents you from getting hurt by Nova Gas, as you can see. If you want to see a demonstration of what it does against stun grenades and flash grenades, check my original Equipment Face-Off video number 1. The link to that video will be in the description if you're curious. And there's really no point of doing the smoke one, but I just decided to throw you guys it up there because it is smoke versus Nova Gas. Alright, just on basic strategy, a lot of people, the main strategy with smoke is to throw it on the capture point that you're trying to get directly on it. But as well, if the capture point, in my opinion, if it's next to a choke point, such as on the B domination flag right there, I suggest that you guys throw it a little bit ahead of it, because it kind of slows down the enemy from going in there. As well, if you throw smoke right on it, most likely you're going to get nade spammed as well, so it's a lot easier to target at a gigantic ball of smoke, in my opinion. Whereas if you throw it in front of yourself, the enemy has to slow down, and most enemies will never sprint through smoke expecting the boogeyman to be on the other side of it. So you can catch them running through the smoke with their guns down, and then they have the ADS, which will give you enough time to pick them off. So just a couple different strategies, like I said. And moving on to another class setup. So last time I showed you guys my Blastoise setup with my Tactical Mask Pro and flash grenades. This time we're looking at the Wheezing class. Once again, like I said, I highly prefer using the Willy Pete over the Nova Gas. It stays up a lot longer. You're able to conceal yourself a lot better. Even though it does not damage the enemy, once again, like I said, enemies tend to not run through any type of smoke. So it kind of acts as a barrier if you throw it ahead of yourself. And in this case, we have the Marathon Pro perk as well as Steady Aim with the submachine gun, which gives you a good hip fire capability. And once again with the Willy Pete. The main difference here is, well, another major disadvantage is with the Warlord with the Warlord perk. That's a tongue twister right there. You can actually get 2 Nova gases on the Pro version, whereas on the Willy Pete you can still only have 1. So that's kind of a disadvantage right there. But once again, like I said, I highly prefer just using the Willy Pete over the Nova gases for those various reasons I listed earlier. So yeah, that marks the end of the video. Hopefully it has been somewhat informative. If it has, all I ask is that you just give the video a quick rating. It just helps me out a lot. And if it has been informative, I highly suggest you check out my channel if you haven't already. This is the second episode of Equipment Face-Off as well. I have done a bunch of weapon comparisons as well. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.